Hi, let's start scripting writing. And you know, for being creative, you need references, you need knowledge, because when we have it, many references in our mind, we create something new. We remember a reference, remember another reference, so we mix it and we have something new. And this is creativity. And I have here a very special exercise for you to make amazing videos if you want to make a reel or a dialogue or a short movie or advertising something to stories in Instagram or Facebook or TikTok. And this is gonna give you many ideas, okay? And so we analyze a very special script, the Titanic, and the author is James Cameron, and he was the director too. And pay attention about the structure of a script. And we know it's 81, the scene, and it's an internal production. It's in a dining saloon. So here we have some information and we have a description, and this is the structure of a script. Like a ballroom at the palace, alive and little bit a constellation of chandeliers, full of elegantly dressed people and beautiful music from bad leader Wallace Hartley's small orchestra, as Rose and Jack enter and move across the room to their table, Cole and Ruth beside them. And we hear. I imagine you may remember a little bit this movie, and you may remember Leonardo DiCaprio as Jack and Kate Winslet as Rose, and remember their clothes and the saloon, okay? But this is interesting because this is a script, and was made for transform into a video. So you start wondering and about the creativity, and what would you put the camera? Would you put the camera like this one, which is there in front of the characters? Just it? Or let me give you an idea. Maybe the camera right here, there, here, and you see the plates, and you see the knives, you see the forks, and you see the hair of that hats too. You see better the hats. What do you think? You start with the camera right here. It's interesting, right? So when we have a script, it's in a paper, but we have to think how to transform it. And this is the first exercise. Do you really remember what was done with this description? You remember? Or if you don't remember, what would you do? And if you remember, would you do something different from James Cameron? And let's see what we have next. Oh, we have the Old Rose, a VO, you know, it's a voiceover when we have image and we have a voice. This is another way you have the creativity for you construct your videos, because you don't need to use a dialogue. You may use a voiceover and you have images. So when you have these possibilities and when you read the script, you start having ideas for your contents, for the things you want to do when you want to create videos and creative videos, right? And what she says, he must have been nervous, but he never faltered. They assumed he was one of them. A young captain of industry, perhaps. New money, obviously, but is still a member of the club. Mother, of course, could always be counted upon. And now I ask you again, what would you do? You know, it's a view, it's a actress speaking. Would you do an open shot or a close shot with her thoughts while we have her expressions, or camera movement? There are many possibilities. So this is our creativity, right? And now we have a cut to another scene, the 82, and its internal is still in the dining room. Here there's an interesting point. He put close en route. It is because he is a writer, a screenwriter, but he's also a director. I'm gonna give you here a recommendation of scripts, and you can print it and you can repeat this exercise. But it's not all the scripts which has this type of observation. It's a VO, it's a close, it's a wide shot. Not all of them. What I may say you here is that the main structure of a script is the head, the description, and the dialogues when they exist. And this is very simple, and it helps us pretty much to construct the videos with an interesting story and a video with impact, okay? And so here we have a dialogue, and the dialogue of Ruth, and she says, "Tell us of the accommodation in the steerage, Mr. Dawson. I hear they are quite good on this ship." This is not just a dialogue, and there's many things here. He's humiliating him. He's poor, they are rich. He is poor among rich people. And so we have many things here. What does Ruth is the Rose's mother? What does she want? She wants to show him, you are not welcome here. I don't want you marry my daughter. It's that. It's behind the sentence. So you see, this is a simple production in this moment of Titanic. It's a production that we may do in advertising or if we are a beginner of filmmaking. But you see how much we understand about people and how much we may do amazing dialogues to construct amazing scenes, amazing videos. And so here we have more description. Jack is seated opposite Rose, who is flanked by Cole and Thomas and also the table, there are other characters who are there. And here we have Jack, and Jack responds to her, "The best I've seen, ma'am. Hardly any rats." And what is here about? Oh, okay. What is the meaning? I mean, oh, okay. I know I am poor. It's true. I am poor, but it's okay, ma'am. No problem for me. I have a good life, and I am a happy person even, and I don't care. I am not offended, and you didn't hurt me. Okay, okay. So you see. When we have it, we didn't read the whole scene here. It's just a piece. And you know how much we work with our creativity. We think about how the camera is going to be. We think about how to write a sentence, a contest, and a dialogue that means much more than what's writing here. So it's a very good exercise. You may watch this scene in YouTube or even in a streaming. But what I'm going to do now, I'm going to show you a script that I wrote, and I am going to show you the scene right away. And so we're going to deep in this process of getting more and more creativity. This is a short movie called A Woman from the Past. I wrote it in January 2016. The head, it's scene 4. It's day, it's an internal production, and it's in a cinema. And you saw I put day. I prefer to use that in the head, if it's day or if it's night, because when I write a script, I know, oh, this is too much for a day, so it has to be night, especially if I am writing something longer than a short movie. I prefer using if it's day or if it's night. We check it that James Cameron doesn't use it, if it's day or if it's night. At least in that scene 81 we just read it, he didn't use it. But there are some differences between some writers to another writers. You're going to notice, and this is also really nice for creativity. Okay, and another point, at sometimes you're going to see some differences. Oh, I didn't read that in the script, and the movie is different. Of course, it's because the director may do some change, or even the actor. That scene from James Cameron we have just read, they finalize with a sentence, very important, that made it count. It made it count. And it's not in the script. I have already read it. And probably because James Cameron, even he is being the writer, he took this idea in that moment, or Leonardo DiCaprio made a suggestion and he liked it, or even other actors. So sometimes there's some difference, and it's natural. You don't have to be that, oh, I can't change anything. No, you can change some things when you are turning a story which is written to what is watched. You may change it. Sometimes sentence is too long, maybe it's better shorter, and the actor doesn't feel a word is proper and he changed the word. No problem, okay? No problem. And here I have the description of The Woman from the Past. It's 1966 in São Paulo, Brazil. The city center has cinemas that are often full. There are couples, friends, people who got ready to go out and have a good time. There's a theater with people concentrating on the movie. But there are 3 girls whispering. They plan on going to a prom. And I ask you again, what would you do? This exercise is important too, because I am going to ask you to imagine, and later I'm going to show you the scene, the ready scene. But first, at this moment, think. There's a theater in a city. It's 1966. There are 3 girls. They are whispering. They are planning going to a prom. Did you start directing? How would you start? Where would you put the camera? What would you do? Camera movement, shot, open or close shot. Start with a close one or start with a wide one. What do you do? Okay, and so we have the dialogue. Rita says, let's go to a prom tomorrow. And Susanna, prom? Will there be bossa nova? Adelaide, bossa nova? Bossa nova is old. Susanna is ironic. Oh, you just like modernity, right? And Adelaide, of course. And Rita, no, bossa nova, super modern. It even has a guitar, isn't it, Tonico? So they are whispering about it. And here I'm gonna show you the scene.
Love of a good man.
Vamos a um baile amanhã?
Baile, vai ter bossa nova.
Bossa nova? Bossa nova é coisa do passado.
Ai, você só gosta de modernidade, né?
Lógico. Que bossa nova aqui, vai ser super moderno. Vai ter até guitarra. Ai, eu também.
It was similar, what you imagine, or totally different? What would you do? I wrote and I direct this scene, and I acted too. I imagine you noticed that one with the white t-shirt. It was me. Adelaide was me. I remember we put the camera right here because the floor was playing. We weren't in a movie, in a theater. We were in a room, in a house. And I am showing here, with creativity, we solve problems most of the time. And we get a better way all the time. And nowadays, we don't even need expensive equipment. We don't need something, a difficult structure, because we don't even don't need to use the film. The truth is, we have the movie's production in our pocket because we have cell phone. Equipment is no longer a barrier for us. I imagine you check it right now. And here I'm giving you the website. I promise you is the Internet Movie Script Database, IMSDB. You may check many scripts here. And if you want to repeat this exercise, you may repeat it. Don't need to read all the script. Get just one little scene, just the beginning, that one you enjoy, you like, and or some script you don't even remember, and you watch it later. The director made something different, but I like it, and you start to have more ideas, and it's infinite, and it's wonderful. And I invite you to take my course From Script to Video, how to turn a story into a movie. And we are going to learn how to create a whole story from script to the video. I see you in the next class.